I hear Christians saying we need to get this leader elected so we could protect the church, which to my understanding is not a correct reading of the nature of the church's power. And there's a lot of appeals to the Bible. And yet there doesn't seem to be much engagement with the actual text, the whole story of the Bible, the robust wisdom of the Bible. And I have found, as a pastor of a Bible church, 47-year-old evangelical Bible church, that the answer here is not throw the Bible away or devalue the Bible. It's actually read it, actually be shaped by it. I think those who are throwing Bible verses around as if it's quote unquote biblical.
Yeah. The Christian nationalists ignore the Bible. They ignore Scripture, and they won't have a conversation with us. They never have been willing to about the teaching of Jesus. So they were the white evangelicals who raised me. They were conservative culturally. They were Eisenhower Republicans. My parents, because of the privatizing of the Bible, the privatizing of faith, and they were white. So the word white was the dominant word in white evangelical. Still is. Most white Christians voted for Donald Trump, not just the evangelicals, the inline Protestants, Catholics. White defines Christianity for white Christians, and that's a heresy. That's just a heresy. It's an idolatry. So but black evangelicals, Bill Pinnell was a black evangelical in Detroit who I met when I didn't have any answers to questions. And I went into the city and I met there were black Plymouth Brethren churches. Our Plymouth, I never heard about. Bill's funeral for Bill is next week. I'm going in full, where he was the first black professor, board member, dean of the chapel, a mentor of mine. And Bill wrote a book way back then that I read called My Friend the Enemy. My Friend the Enemy. He was a black evangelical. Black evangelicals today are totally different from white evangelicals. Most of the black church is evangelical theologically. They often don't use that term because it's tainted by white evangelicals. But the black church is a conservative Orthodox church theologically, and the gospel leads them to the poor and to justice. So when I got taken in by the black churches as a white teenage boy, having kicked out of my church for raising issues of race and poverty and war, I still feel that's my spiritual home.